Do you hate learning, or were you trained to hate learning cui bono? Why do you hate learning? Most people do. This is a perfect time to examine your own beliefs. Do you like learning? If not, why? What or who made you stop enjoying it? For there is not a child alive who is not thrilled by learning. Witness any toddler do anything, and their sheer fascination with the world around them will be noticeable. They explore, touch, feel, and even taste all their new environments. They even smell things. Toddlers are in fact pure scientists. Sure, they don't have PhDs, but they do everything they can to investigate their world and learn about it. They are information-gathering machines. Why do they do this? Because they feel the accomplishment once they learn. Have you seen what happens after a toddler falls 10 times to only finally get up? Pure excitement. So, they keep pushing forward and learning. If all children are natural-born information-gathering machines who love to explore and learn, why do most adults not enjoy learning? Traditional education. It builds avoidance, not accomplishment. They do everything to constrain you and restrain you while feeding you what is meant to be the most joyous meal of your life, learning. If the goal was to produce intelligent human beings, our society would look radically different. We have a society of a herd, all the same, and then a pinch of others at the top. Clearly, their system isn't working. Why? They don't want it to work. The goal is not to build incredible, brilliant, creative producers and thought thinkers. That's why they condition you to hate school, hate learning, hate reading, to the point that you would rather put your beautiful head at a black screen all day. The beauty of the world has been lost upon you. For if it wasn't, you wouldn't have your head down all day. Have you ever stopped to think of how magical math is? Our entire universe operates on a universal math language, and it is spectacularly beautiful. Why are we restrained by time and space, locked to a chair, made to digest the most wonderful thing in life in the most cold and inhuman way, like animals locked in a cage? How you say something matters. They don't even attempt to say it to us in any way that we would love it. The way we are fed, the information, is the exact reason none of us understand the beauty of this world. Imagine if you learned math by examining the perfectly geometric shapes hidden in our nature and how our entire world is made of perfect, beautiful patterns, by playing with butterflies and telling stories of how wonderful it is. Have you ever seen a snowflake under a microscope? Pictures of 50 crop circles next to each other? Breathtakingly beautiful. It's divine, perfect design. The greatest con being run on our society begins in kindergarten, when learning and acquiring knowledge is framed and forced and stored as emotional trauma in our body. No wonder people don't go on to educate themselves. The only memories most people have around acquiring knowledge are negative, suppressed memories. It was conditioned into you. Learning is the most exciting thing in life. When you begin to understand how our universe works, you will feel like you're part of the most magical system you could ever dream of. You are not here to become a battery to have all your energy and time extorted out of you, and no one could do this to you if you knew how powerful you were. You are full of source energy. When they say open source for your computer, you are the source feeding it with your hands. Knowledge is thrilling. Truth is thrilling. I liken it to dating someone you kind of like. It looks good on paper, but it just isn't it. Compared to being with the man you're madly in love with. You are intactly wired to fall madly in love with truth. All of your sensory systems are revving up for you to locate truth when it is around you. You are geared and wired in the direction of truth. Everyone is always saying, get in soul alignment. What does that mean? Yes, it means getting in alignment with your purpose, but more importantly, it means getting in alignment with what is right, the truth. Think about it. What are goosebumps? Truth bumps. Your body lights you up when it senses truth. They teach you to hate learning. Through standardization. Standardization in education refers to the process of creating a uniform curriculum and teaching methods. While standardization can be useful in ensuring all students are taught a certain level of knowledge and skills, it can also negatively affect how we view learning. As students, we were constantly subjected to standardized tests and assessments. They may begin to see learning as a chore or a means to an end rather than as a process of discovery and growth. This can lead to a lack of intrinsic motivation to learn and a focus on memorization and regurgitation of information rather than on deeper understanding and critical thinking. standardization can lead to a one-size-fits-all approach to education, which may not take into account the diverse needs and interests of individual students. Students who learn differently or have different strengths and weaknesses may feel left behind or frustrated with the system. This can result in a negative attitude towards learning and a feeling that education is not for them. None of us are unique and none of us have the same naturally born gifts. Why would we have a uniform curriculum? Think about it. When you were in school, I bet you knew a friend who just killed it at soccer, but maybe you were hopeless. Or maybe you were like me and arts and crafts were a slam dunk. Drawing or painting? No problem. On day one, I had it, and I watched many others never get it. This is because we are all different. No wonder we don't fit into the same mold and why it takes 12 years to mold us through standardization to become the same.